It's the Positivity podcast.
See what we did there?
Welcome to our brand new podcast where we bring you half an hour of happiness.
Kickstarting your week with us the right way.
Whether you join us on your commute,
Your weekly tidy up,
while you cook your favourite dinner,
or you listen to relax.
we've got you covered
So join me and Ellie every week
for a bit of positivity,
where we share hilarious and happy stories from around the globe.
as well as your own personal highlights.
Guaranteed to boost your mood and make you smile.
We bring your daily positivity to you, so look no further and make this positive podcast a part of your weekly routine.
And switch on the kettle and let's have a brew.
Hello and welcome to the Positivity podcast with us, Andy and Ellie. We hope you're feeling good. We hope you're feeling festive. So festive, in fact, that I just punched a Christmas present next to me. How are you feeling, Andy?
I'm good. I'm not punching anything, but I'm feeling festive-ish. The songs are getting a little bit irritating, I must admit.
Andy, it's not even Christmas yet.
I know, that's it. It's bad, isn't it? That's very bad. But I think it's just because they're played too much. Is that a thing? Do you know what I mean?
No.
It's like one after the other.
Mariah
It's like, oh, not this
Carey,
song. Mariah Carey is an exception. I'll give her that.
she's never, ever had number one
What?
with All I Want for Christmas Is You, ever. And then last week, she got number one
She
with
got it?
Yeah.
I didn't know she's never had number one with that.
Never, ever.
I
But
would
now
have
it is
thought that
officially a
song-
number one.
Every single year that song is always constantly played. I would have thought that would have... Wow. There we are. Well done, Mariah. Mariah, isn't it? Mariah Carey.
Yes, well done. Get your name wrong. The festive
Sorry.
queen.
Every Monday, we are here to kickstart your week the correct and right way by exposing a few of our favourite smile-worthy stories. These are all different stories that we found on the news, or we've kind of looked up, or stories that you guys have shared with us on our Instagrams, YouTube, Facebook, email, and all the good stuff.
But before we spill the tea, every single episode we have a different theme. And as we asked you to get in touch last week, we were saying, bring us your fabulous Christmas stories. So either happy and warm memories with family that you hold dear to your heart, or, and this is most people's Christmases, a particular Christmas which was a total disaster, but you saw the funny side. So I'm talking the burnt turkeys, overly tipsy relatives, bad presents, especially my mom. One year, right, she was squeezing out potato, out of like a piping bag.
I didn't know you could do that.
Into the shape of basically a dog crap. And I was only young, I think I was about 12, and I was like looking at her video and she was like, don't video me, I'll start crying. And this was on Christmas Day.
Oh, she
and the
put
other,
a breakdown.
it was bad. And another time she made parsnips for the whole family, like literally as hard as pellets. Oh, it was shocking.
I think the only thing I've had, or anything bad, is my mum went to go sit down on the chair and I pulled it from underneath her when she had like Christmas cake. And she absolutely stacked it. And she had tea in her hand as well, went flying. My auntie wasn't too pleased, but I mean, my mum found the funny side to it. So that's the main thing. And I found the extra funny side to it because I actually saw it happening from my side. So
that's shocking, Andy.
we're at my auntie's house. She wasn't too happy about it, but it's not as fun.
So let's spill the tea then. We always start off with our favourite stories from the UK. Positive ones to make you smile, ones to lift your mood, boost your mood, start your week the right way. So of course, how typical is this? We've got a story about the vaccine. You know, whether you're an anti-vaxxer, I don't know why you would be, but I'm impartial, of course. Or, of course, you are so happy about this news. It feels amazing. We have to be cautiously optimistic, however, blah, blah, blah. So a 90-year-old grandmother in England became the first patient in the world to receive the Pfizer/BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine on December the 8th. So the grandmother of 4, Maggie, how cute, said her vaccination was the best early birthday present I could wish for. I know, this gets
cute.
even better. If you're not feeling festive, Andy, which I know you're not, this will make you get festive. She was wearing a Merry Christmas charity sweater with a festive, it's so cute.
Maggie, if you're out there, I want to marry you.
Wow.
She's adorable.
She doesn't want to marry you, Andy.
Okay, no, she might be a cougar. She could be a cougar, you never know.
At 90, crumbs. I won't be able to get up the stairs when I'm 90, never mind what you think you're going to be doing. Anyway, she'd not seen most of her family in the whole of 2020 because she was isolating, and she explained, I can finally look forward to spending time with my family and friends in the new year after being on my own for most of the year.
Oh, bless her. It makes me think of my grandma as well. Although
Although you just said that you wanted to get shagged up with a grandma, is what you just said.
I didn't quite say those words. I'm just saying, like, she could be one of those people who might, you know. How do you beat that next year for her birthday? Do you know what I mean? She's now got a vaccine which has saved her life. Or like, how can you top that for next year? For
Hopefully she's still here. That would be good.
Yeah, that's true.
We are recording this on the 13th of December, and it's actually my grandmother's 94th birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy
to your
birthday
grandma.
to Anne. Anne, yes. And she's very cute. I know, but the thing is, when you get to that age, it's like you don't even want anything for your birthday.
Yeah, you kind of had it.
I bought her a jumper and a bottle of Jameson's, because she defo sneaks a bit of whiskey in now and again.
Oh, they do. They love their whiskey. They love their whiskey. I think that's the only thing they have.
And the brandy. Me and my sister used to go around and see the empty bottles of brandy under a bed. It's not even a joke.
Battenberg. Did you have Battenberg? Does your nan have a Battenberg? Bit of Battenberg
My
in
nan
the cupboard?
is a Battenberg.
There we go.
All right, because she eats it that much.
Typical stereotypes, but it actually turns out to be correct. I thought this was just a general stereotype, but it's no. I'm glad. Oh, I do love a bit of Battenberg. So in Manchester, Ellie, we have had some rough sleepers in Greater Manchester who will be provided with homes thanks to a novel funding model. The National Homeless Property Fund allows authorities to invest in properties and lease them to housing associations and homeless charities. Oh, that's a tongue twister. The fund was launched by Resonance, a social impact investment company, and has an initial budget of a beautiful 20 million, which is brilliant.
Nice fat, that.
Paul Dennett says the coronavirus pandemic has big words here.
I knew it.
You knew I was going to fail on this, didn't you? Exaggerate.
We'll take this out.
Oh, no. Keep this in. We're keeping this in. I want the fans to hear me struggle here and just to know how much effort I put into here. Exacerbate. Oh, this is tough.
Exacerbated, Andrew.
I've never heard that word in my life.
I've heard
close to it, but I haven't heard it. I've heard close to it, but not that one. An already alarming crisis of housing and homelessness in this country. The National Homelessness Property Fund, therefore, is a timely initiative, and our investment will help us to address the fast rising demand for social housing and give people in our city region the security, stability and support they need. How about speech therapy?
Like
Could that be another one?
Support.
Yeah, that's what I need support. That's the support I need.
Great minds think alike. Oh, do you know what? It's fine, Andy. This is what I love you for, though.
Thanks.
Because you bring, not only do you get the simple ones wrong, you get obviously the difficult ones wrong, but then sometimes you kind of like make up a new dialect and lingo.
Absolutely.
From homeless people to space, obviously two closely linked subjects. This is fabulous news for all you space lovers out there. The world's most active meteor shower of the year will shine like Christmas lights in the sky this December. How poetic, Andy. So from a rare Christmas star on the winter solstice to the full cold moon just before New Year, there are lots of stunning celestial events to look out for this December. However, Andy, this is what I'm excited about. One phenomenon that has had astronomers extra excited this year is a huge meteor shower. So peaking on the nights of December 13th, so today, and tomorrow the 14th when we post this, there will be this huge, it will look kind of like the Northern Lights, but more twinkly. So the most active meteor shower of 2020. So it says, with a new moon happening on December the 14th, this year the skies will be extra dark and the meteor watching will be that bit better. So keep your eyes peeled for those natural Christmas lights.
That's going to be adorable.
You can watch it with your dog, can't you?
Yeah, I'll watch it with my dog. My dog will be pretty scared. She'll be like, what's going on?
Oh.
Took her for her first walk today in the park. She absolutely loved it.
I saw on your Instagram story.
She loved it. She was excited, but she bloody hated it afterwards. She was so cold. She was like, I just want to be home. But yeah,
you took her on the worst date. Well, I don't know what it's like in Nottingham, but it's raining so bad.
Yeah, it's not raining. It's just wet everywhere. And he slipped over in the field as well. That was
did you? Just for a bit of attention.
I nearly did, but yeah. I was running with her, and then I slipped because I was running, and then she ran in front of me. Anyway.
Oh, God. The love story of the century, yeah?
Tesco's, Ellie. Tesco's has become the latest UK supermarket chain to pledge to reduce plastic in its Christmas range.
Woo! Fabulous
Finally.
news.
Asda, Morrison's, Waitrose, Marks & Spencer and Iceland have all recently introduced seasonal products that use less to no single-use plastic. A development that campaigners said was promising.
That's good.
They're a bit late, but we'll better late than never, I guess. That's
Yeah,
probably a phrase.
absolutely.
Tesco, the UK's largest supermarket chain, claims to have removed more than 20 million pieces of single-use plastic from its seasonal range. It has almost eliminated glitter. Thank goodness, that is such a messy thing to open on cards. You ever get that? People put glitter in your cards and you opened it and it just went...
And I don't like glitter.
Yeah,
I
no,
hate it. I hate it. I like it on my eyes, but not in cards.
Yeah, no cards. Just it's a no-go, really. So they've removed glitter in all packaging, meaning its wrapping paper, gift bags and cards are all now widely recyclable.
Oh,
so it's good timing, isn't it?
Ever.
Yeah. Finally moving in the right direction and very happy with it.
Do you actively recycle, Andy?
We try to do it as much as possible, yeah. I've got a metal straw, but I don't but I don't really ever use it because I've got glasses. Well, I'm not really going anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, you have so many different coloured bins these days. You have a brown one, a blue one, a green one, and a black one, and it's like, wow. Where do you even go from here?
No, it's like a quiz on its own, isn't it? It's like its own game show.
Let me tell you. So the other night, I was going to drop, the other morning, but it was like night because it was pitch black. I was going to drop off some presents, and my sister had bought this piercing, a bottle of Nando's sauce, right, and wrapped it up. It was at the top of my massive boots bag as I put it in my car. Now, my little Toyota Aygo has the tiniest boot ever, so I'm lifting it up, I get it in, pitch black outside, I just hear this smash, and I was like, what the hell was that? And it was about 7 a.m, and I looked down at the floor, and as I picked it up, all this glass and Nando's sauce just sort of fell through my fingers. But what makes it worse is I then took it from there, went all the way down my drive, dragging Nando's sauce with me, and then I had to figure out which bloody bin to put it in. So I was just sat there with this Nando's sauce thinking, what now? But then I think I put it in the blue bin, but I don't even know if that's right. I think that's plastic. I'm not too sure.
I don't really know anymore.
It's like when the bin men come and they hear all the glass in your bins and you're like, oh, they've had a long weekend.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't know. Oh, gosh. Well, of course, that was our fabulous little segment bringing you positive stories from in the UK. And it's always refreshing to talk about our own positive highlights of this week. And we ask you to tell us yours too. Of course, this week's theme is Christmas stories, so we could link in with that if we like. But come on, Andy, let's have a brew.
Alrighty, this is Get Your Brew On, and this is my positive story of the week for myself.
Oh, yes.
I did a good deed today. Well, it wasn't today, it was 4 days ago. And I'm surprised.
Wow, your time scale's a bit off there, isn't it?
I just naturally said today, but then I realised, obviously, it was actually 4 days ago. But I was driving past Co-op, and I just thought, I'll just pop in there real quick just to grab something. And it was quite busy, to be fair to them, so I'm not having a go at this supermarket. I'm not going to. Oh, I did already say who it was, didn't I? But alas,
no, you've not done that.
So
alas,
they
Mojo over here.
They were busy, and nobody was kind of monitoring the self checkouts. And there was this lady in an NHS uniform, so you can always kind of tell where it's going. And she looked a bit. She kept on looking up to the person at the checkout, like, "You're gonna, come on, please." Help me, I need help. Like I see she's got a load of kind of food items there. She started walking out as I started walking out after I got my stuff, and I realised that she was walking out empty. And I was like, did you not get your stuff? And she was like, oh no, they were just taking too long. I didn't have enough on my card, and I couldn't be bothered to go back into my car to get my phone to then come back and get money. So I was like, oh, come on, come with me. And then I just paid for her stuff, and it was about £12, so it's not a lot, but it is, I think she was very thankful for that. And
Andy, that is so
yeah, it's cute, wasn't it? That was lovely, isn't it? They cry.
That is lovely.
See, I may not watch charity shows, but I do stuff.
Oh, this again. Blooming heck. Right. In our second ever episode, we talked about the fact that Joe Wicks did Children in Need, and he raised like $2.5 million doing a 24-hour exercise-a-thon. And Andy goes, Children in Need? What's that? I don't watch that.
I didn't say what's that. I knew what it was, I just never watched it. Yeah.
You're going to spend the rest of your life trying to redeem yourself.
Yeah,
for that
exactly.
horrendous act.
That's what went through my mind when I helped her out, you see. I thought, hang on, I didn't watch the charity thing, so I need to I need to do something. I need the listeners to know I am a good human.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, she was very thankful, and she, I feel like she probably cried when she got home. Do you know what I mean? I feel like she's one of those persons. She had one of those days where she just everything was not going her way, and I think that just kind of helped her. And then when she got home, she probably just dropped all the stuff on the floor and just took a nice long breath. But yeah,
No,
that
that's
was
so
mine.
sweet.
Thank you.
That is lovely. Oh, Andy, I can't top yours because mine's just stupid.
Thank you.
But that's so lovely of you. I could just keep saying it all day, but your head might not fit out your door when you go downstairs to have your dinner
That's
later
very
on.
true.
So my personal cup of positivity from this week, it will make sense when I take a long-winded explanation to tell you why. But I bought a toothbrush this week for my auntie. And this is the context. So my favourite Christmas memory, right, was my nan's one year, and I had the whole family round. So it's me, my mum, my dad's sister, auntie, uncle, other auntie, twin cousins, obviously my nan and my granddad, because we didn't just use their house and leave them outside. So we had such a laugh because my nan was giving out small Christmas stocking presents, and my auntie got given this like really weird small present, and I was thinking, what is that?
Oh, yeah.
But it was kind of like the presents before the big present.
Oh, yeah.
And she opened it and it was a pen. And it was like one of the most anticlimactic presents ever because it's like, what the hell? Why have you bought me a pen for Christmas? Like, do you not like me? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I think I was about 15 and I just looked at it and I went, well, at least it's not a toothbrush. Do you know what I mean? It could have been worse. Because it's like a toothbrush. It's like, oh, you're not clean up. Well, sometimes when people buy you like deodorant, like, perfume's different, but if you buy someone deodorant, it's like, do they stink? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, you
is
just
this a
don't do that.
sign? Is this, are you trying to low-key tell me something?
Or imagine if they bought you a razor. And just,
yeah.
Get that tash off, Nan. Mummy neck, you let yourself go this year. No, my Nan, neither of my Nan or my Gran has a moustache, so that's fine. But we just laughed so much, it tickled us so much. So every single year from then on, for Christmas, we buy each other a toothbrush.
Amazing.
But it's got to be a stupid one, so I bought her an electric minion one.
Electric Minion one. Oh, amazing. I would want that. That's something I'd want.
I'll send you one.
Yeah,
Send me
please
your
do. I
address,
like a little
Andrew.
minion.
We enjoyed sharing that, didn't we, Andy?
We
love
did
a bit
indeed.
of sharing our own cup of positivity. However, we decided to ask people on our social media to tell us their fabulous Christmas stories. So either happy and warm memories with a family member that you hold dear to your heart, or like I said in the intro, a total disaster, but you saw the funny side. So burnt turkeys, in my case, burnt parsnips, in Andy's case, pulling your mother's chair from under her poor body while she is trying to tuck into a Christmas cake. This horrible boy.
Oh,
so
brilliant.
let's hear what your stories were.
And don't forget, if you want to share your moment while you are listening, you can get in touch with us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. We say this about 20 times throughout the show, and it's so lovely when you guys do send in stuff, because it allows us to know that you are listening, and it's just nice for us to kind of have a bit of feedback as well. So do get in touch, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or by email, andyandelluk, and the email is andyandelluk@gmail.com, to be featured on the show. Just so you know, for next week's theme is going to be really bad Christmas jokes, or just jokes in general, or best jokes.
Yeah.
So, you know when you open a Christmas cracker, Annie, and they're just like, oh, God, it's one of them dad jokes. We love those dad jokes. So we want to hear those good, those good bad ones. They're so bad that they're so good, So definitely tell us your favourite jokes. And we will have them talking about next. That's for next week. Yeah.
We're gonna pull a little Christmas. I went so Yorkshire then. A proper little Christmas cracker next week's show is gonna be, isn't it, Andy?
It's gonna be
what we like.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But this week, of course, we had so much interaction. It's brilliant, and they were funny. They were fabulous. So let's get started. So Audrey from Twitter got in touch and said, my sister and I, it was 2 or so in the morning, were putting a toy train track under the tree around the artificial Christmas tree, and accidentally we broke the top off of the tree, and we were laughing so hard as one held the broken part and the other one handled the repair. After several tries, duct tape works. What a success. Now, can you imagine? There could have been alcohol involved, we don't know. Ooh. 2 in the morning, the tree's broke, you're trying to sort a little train set out, maybe for somebody's son or daughter, we don't stereotype with genders and whatnot, and then it all just comes crashing down. What a disaster, but at least they laughed about it. Thank you, Audrey.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to kind of laugh at those things. And duct tape, what a creation that thing is.
I know.
You could fix anything with that, literally anything.
A broken heart.
A broken heart, duct tape, sorted, nailed it.
Yeah.
Christmas tree, duct tape, sorted.
Ew, is that the noise it makes?
That was my attempt of
Sounds like a frog licking up a book.
You know, like when sellotape peels off. No, like when you peel it.
You're like. I didn't know that was like a cat noise.
That's a weird ASMR, wasn't it?
Sorry.
Okay, no, never mind. It's okay. Dan's got in touch and said, when my daughter Angel, lovely name, was 2 years old. Her name's not Angel, lovely name, by the way. It's when my daughter Angel, which is a lovely name, Dan, just to let you know, was 2 years old. We were living in China. Amazing. Where Christmas isn't a big deal. I did not know that. You learn something new on this show every week. Mainly it's words for me. But yeah. So Dan was living in China where Christmas isn't a big deal, and my ex and I were having a major problem. And
you were, or Dan and his ex.
Dan and his ex. No? It's Dan and his ex.
Yeah.
Right? Oh yeah, yeah, not Dan and my ex.
Because you said it like you said it.
Yeah, no, not my ex. Dan's hopefully nowhere near my ex. I'll find you, Dan. I will find you. Dan, I love you, Dan. I don't know you, Dan, but I'm still know. Anyway, digging a hole here. Hello. Dan got in touch. He said that his daughter Angel was 2 years old. They were living in China where Christmas isn't a big deal. And Dan and his ex were having major problems. And on Christmas Eve, it was just my daughter and I took her down to a big restaurant where they were having a traditional Christmas dinner. It was very overpriced and not exactly the best cooked. But sitting there, cutting up everything for my daughter, seeing her smiling at the music, the lights, and trying the new foods, it was a good evening. The first real Christmas I'd celebrated in 5 years.
Aww,
that is sweet.
So
it's a little moments like that, isn't it? Just where you're just by yourself. Yeah,
you told him you loved him. You told him he might be after your ex.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Dan, thank you so much for sending that in to us. It means a lot. And what a particularly, heartwarming story. Bless you. Chloe also got in touch and said this is brilliant. This involves an animal, and that's what I like.
Love animals.
I was at my dad's house. My stepmom was unwrapping a present and it was some lavender tea bags. Oh, it's about a cat, not the dog. It's like
don't like the story
anymore. Dysphoria.
Instantly.
The cat went crazy. One whiff and he was hooked. He could smell them through the box. We ended up having to hide them out of reach because whenever we turned our backs, he was sinking his teeth into the box, trying to get a mouthful of that sweet, sweet lavender tea. I've never laughed so much in my life. We were just sitting there and could hear the cardboard being crushed. And it was like the tea bag boxes between his jaws. Well, maybe that's a good idea for a film, that. The Lavender Cat Strikes Again. What do you think?
What, like Jaws? You have like the Jaws?
Yeah.
The little cats creeping up behind.
Like,
See, right, okay. Every week you're having a go at my impressions, and the first time you do your impression, and it's nowhere near as good as what I thought it was going to be. You've been piping it up.
Okay, right. You try and do a meow version of Jaws.
Meow, meow. Meow, meow.
See, it sounds weird.
Meow, 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 meow,
Oh, I don't like it because I'm actually looking at you, because me and Andy always do a video chat when we do this podcast, and seeing him do that has actually unnerved me. So thank God you can't see his face.
Yes, thank goodness that you guys can't see my face. Charming, aren't you? As ever. Lauren has said, I might have a Christmas curse. I puked 3 Christmases in a row for entirely different reasons. One was overeating, second was a bug, and the third was food poisoning. So fingers crossed for this one. I'm just super unlucky. You never know, Lauren.
Gosh.
You could have COVID this Christmas, so that would be your fault.
God.
That'd be all 3 of them all at once.
Oh, that's awful. Have you ever felt really unwell on Christmas Day?
Yeah.
Do you drink on Christmas Eve? Or?
Yeah, a bit Baileys. That's when I have Baileys. Yeah. It's very Christmassy Baileys, isn't
Not
it?
on your rider, though.
Not on my rider.
That you were
no,
making
no.
out. Imagine you trying to pimp out the women, being a DJ. Yeah, I've just got a litre of Baileys. That's my. But bless you, Lauren. I hope you're not sick this year.
Yeah.
Izzy also got in touch and said, I remember my manager's oven broke on Christmas a few years ago during the actual Christmas day. So everyone in the family had to take bits home and cook them in different houses. This is so funny. The turkey was being cooked in one, potatoes in another,
right.
All the veggies in another. It sounded like a disaster. Brilliant. Then they all came back together at the end of the day to eat it. Wow. First of all, that's horrendous. And if one person's oven didn't work, then why would you then split it between another 3 houses? Surely somebody else had an adequately sized oven. We don't know the details,
though, so
we shall not judge.
That we've all done that separately and gone, boom, here's all the... That's an extra bit of love from all different angles, you know?
Imagine if one lived in Birmingham, one lived in London, the other lived in Scotland or something. Yeah, we'll just make it worse like that. She says, another time, and this story's about her, she got food poisoning and threw up prawn cocktail on Christmas Day as a child, and it was definitely not one to remember. Thank you for that image, Izzy, because...
Yeah, it's very similar. We had that last year, though. I think.
Did you?
I think we had a bit of prawns. Yeah, I don't know why they do it. They put it in like a weird kind of fluty glass, kind of like a...
Yeah,
so
like
it is very 70s.
margarita glass or something.
That's it. Billy got in touch and said, when I was younger, I went to sit on Santa's lap in a shopping centre. He asked me what I wanted, and I said a dog. So the Santa said, I've just got a thing for you, and handed me a present that was flat. Could have been a flat dog, who knows? But I still thought it could be a dog. Ah, that's adorable.
Aww.
Later, I realised it was a book and started crying.
That is so funny. Imagine saying, "Yeah, I want a schnauzer," and Santa goes, "I've got just the thing for you, my friend," and hands him a book. It could have been a book on like
Caterpillar. How good Caterpillar?
An encyclopedia or something. Yeah. Oh, imagine
thinking it's still a dog though. Imagine feeling like an A4 book and they're going, "Yeah, that's still a dog. I definitely had it back."
Oh,
bless
imagine
you, Billy.
though, as a child, that probably will have just ruined his... Well, I mean, kids get over things quite quickly, don't they? So it probably would have upset him for an hour and then he would have just moved on and that. Finally, Daisy got in touch and said, one Christmas to remember was when our Christmas tree fell down on my 10-year-old brother as he was picking up presents. He sat with broken baubles in his hair and he groped. He did it. He definitely didn't. And he broke his favourite Christmas mug. My mum was fuming. He did. Sorry, I can confirm he did not group anything. But of course, thank you so much to everyone who got in touch. That is hilarious. If you want to have your personal cup of positivity featured on the show, then what are you waiting for? Just drop us a message and give us a follow on all the socials: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter at Andy and Ellie UK.
And don't forget, next week's theme is bad/very good jokes. Like, keep them nice, but keep them funny at the same time. Or they're that bad that they're funny. Now, not everyone seems to share the same excitement when it comes to positivity. Sometimes maybe you felt a little bit annoyed that someone is so overly happy, Ellie, or something has happened which you really should be quite pleased about, but you're really not, and you're a bit angry about the fact that they're too happy, or you're like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally. Do you know what? That explanation is the best one you've done yet. So yeah, I totally get what you mean. Totally on the same page as you, my friend.
Thanks. Very glad. Ellie, what is your overbrewed this week?
Well, Andy, I thought you would never ask. So my overbrew this week firmly links in with the festive theme, of course. Now, I'm not a fan, and I'm sorry to say this, because so many people disagree with me, but I'm not a fan of using all your presents on Christmas Day. So what I mean by this is, you might have got a new game, a new makeup set, a bubble bath, a new phone if you're lucky, but everyone just wants to use all the same things on that particular day, and I just think it makes Christmas too manic, especially if you're a kid, but I'll get to that. So I like getting my presents, then opening them on Christmas, but using them over the course of a few days. So I know this is a bit of a niche thing to get upset about, but I definitely do. So last Christmas, I got a Morph palette. Bougie, that's me.
Nice.
And I used it properly. On New Year's, I also got some chockies, which, yeah, fair enough, I did eat most of them on Christmas Day because, you have to be fat on Christmas Day, no excuses. But then I got some PJs and I decided to try them on a few days later. Do you see what I mean? I just think the excitement goes too quickly, especially if you're a child and... kids, they get so many presents. Imagine you've got your 110 presents, which all need AA and AAA batteries, and then next minute your parents are running around trying to make your Furby, your walking, talking dog, your Tamagotchi, #throwback, and your dancing robot all to work at the same time. It's just #stress, man. Do you know what I mean?
You can breathe now, Ellie. No, I know what you mean. It's kind of but then I guess it is Christmas Day. The whole point is to this is the day of giving and receiving.
Well, maybe in your house,
maybe
Andy,
for more people than others.
I stick to the COVID rules.
Yeah. And but yeah, no, I do know what you mean in terms of for example, Lush bombs, for example. Don't all just use them up in one day. Spread them out a bit. That's the whole point.
It's nice. It's totally that thing of the novelty just wears off. And for me, Christmas is. You should think, oh my gosh, I've got all these to use over the next month or the next year, depending on what it actually is you've got.
Yeah.
But especially, I think it's more of a kiddie thing. But as a parent, maybe it's my own anxiety of what's going to happen when I have kids. But everybody always buys you, if you've got young kids, like so many like mechanical things or shit that needs batteries, and then it's like, well, so am I just going to spend Christmas Day with my child crying because I've not got a AA battery? Like, God's sake, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I feel you.
What about you though?
Well, mine's nice and short, as it is every week, and it's great. So we're sticking to the Christmas theme, and it's chocolate. So Terry's chocolate orange and Toblerone.
Yeah.
Similar reasons, but kind of different. Well, they're different, but same reasons. Different, but the same, I think.
I get you.
And it's how you have to eat them. I think that's what annoys me. They are brilliant chocolates. Like the airports, every time I'm in the airport, big up to the Toblerone, free for a 10 or something in there, isn't they? Which is quite rare actually, because you'd probably find, I thought they'd be more expensive being in the airport.
Isn't it true that you just go to the airport to buy Toblerone?
Don't tell everyone that. They'll raise the price every time they see me coming. So Toblerone and Terry's chocolate orange, two very good Christmas festive chocolates, but two very annoying ones to have to eat. Terry's chocolate orange then. You can't just pick a piece out of it. You do have to go by the advert and don't tap it, whack it.
You have to bang it.
You have to wang it. You have to wang that
little
thing.
Let's not change any of the letters in that word, but yeah, you definitely have to.
Yeah.
So how do you smack it or whack it or bang it or whatever? Where do you bang it off?
Well, I do it very hardly. Very hardly? Is that a word? That's not a word, is it?
Oh, God.
I whack it very hard on like something...
Yeah, catch your breath. I bet you do.
How do I whack it? Tap it.
You sound like what is that thing called? Bop it, and it's like pull it, spin it, bang it, whack it, and all that. Play bop it.
Bop it.
Do you remember bop it?
I do remember it, and I actually think they did create a new one a few years ago. They've kind of modernised it now, so it's pretty interesting.
It was better for our kind of age range,
everything
I think,
always
wasn't
it? Though it's always simplified. I kind of whack it against like a wall or something, or like something really hard. I make sure it's like a really good firm hit, so I know all the pieces of them, they're all grittled and broken,
Do you grit your teeth when you bang it?
Yeah, just break up, Oh, why wouldn't you just do that thing, And then when I open it, it's either successfully done, so they're all broken up into their segments, nice and neatly, or they're just crumbs everywhere and they're all just screaming help at me.
Oh no, that's a disaster.
So that's with that one, Terry's chocolate orange. Toblerone, slightly different. You don't have to whack it.
Nah, I wouldn't recommend that.
But you have to pull it.
Yeah,
and I think that's the harder bit, because you have to grip your thumb in between those triangle bits, which doesn't quite fit anyway. Your thumb kind of is a bit of an awkward angle, and then you're either the people who end up breaking off the tip of it.
What a disaster.
Yeah. Or you end up breaking it all off, or more than one piece, and then, when you just have two pieces, you then try and break them two, but that's when it's incredibly tough to break.
Or you could just eat two.
But the extra annoying thing is when you're doing that, you're then sweating, so your hand then gets all the chocolate all over it. It's very stressful. It's a stressful process to eat chocolate today.
Is this an annual occurrence for you?
This is every time I buy one of these little things occurrence. That was my overbrewed. I feel slightly overbrewed after saying all that.
I think I've got very
stressed
hot,
me out thinking about it. Yeah, no.
Too hot for me. Right, well, coming towards the end of the show, we always want to pour some sugar in the form of a positive story that caught our attention from across the globe. So this is Pour Some Sugar.
Taking you to Minnesota now is a beautiful little story where, kind of pay it forward things, like when you...
in restaurants.
Yeah, in restaurants. So this was in a fast food chain called Dairy Queen, well, kind of restaurant chain, but they've got the drive-through thing, right?
Yeah.
And some kind person on December the 3rd decided to say, oh yeah, I'm just going to pay for the person behind me. Is that right?
Yeah.
And they said, oh, yeah, that's lovely. You can do it. Yeah, pay it forward. Lovely. She then asked the next car behind and said, oh, yeah, by the way, just so you know, this car in front just paid for your meal. And she was like, oh, did she? Oh, that's so lovely. And she chucked in a $20 bill to pay for the person behind.
And then it carried on.
It carried on. And the person kept on saying, oh, by the way, this is, it's got to 15 to 20 cars. And the holiday spirit was everywhere, so it went over the news. And then the news took on it, and then all the cars started flooding down there, and it got up to the 125th car before it kind of stopped. But 125 cars of just positive passing on.
That's brilliant. But
That
then
is lovely.
that 125th person that I thought, enough of this now. Goodbye. That's shocking.
Yeah, there's always one. There's always one. But I think 125, that's extremely rare. I don't think you'd get more than 5 in the UK do that.
No, that's lovely though.
That is lovely.
From
What's
Minnesota to Mississippi. Woo! Christmas came early in the town of Canton, Mississippi, when a generous and very secret Santa picked up the tab for more than 300 layaway tickets at the local Walmart. So a donor who has chosen to remain anonymous approached the store's management and made them an offer they had no reason to refuse. The jolly old elf decided that he wanted to pay for everybody's shopping, and apparently the store passed the good cheer along to a pair of local toy drivers and the hunger relief organisation Feeding America. So all this about, I'm going to pay forward or I'm going to pay for your shopping, it has like a domino effect, and then other people want to do the same, which is so brilliant. And as a merry ho 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 for helping everybody, apparently this again went big on social media, and I want to start something like that up here. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it. I don't know where we can go though, because we're kind of in lockdown. I'm in tier 3. Are you in tier 3?
I'm in tier 3, yeah.
Yeah,
So
okay.
just
Well,
to
afterwards
reiterate,
then.
she, I'm misgendering you now. Andy's in Nottingham and I'm in Sheffield. Yeah, we're both in tier 3, and it gets reviewed. My birthday's on the 17th, it gets reviewed on the 16th. But even if they say, yeah, you can go out, well, I don't need to. Yeah, like where are you going to go and sit, 6 feet away from your mum that you live with anyway? I just think, nah, it's not for me that. Anyway, that was a lot of fun.
That was lovely, wasn't it? Very positive.
I
know it's always positive, but that was some extra bit of positive.
Oh, it made me laugh though. Belly laughed.
Yeah, it was good. It's a good little fun.
That's the end of our show. So we really hope we brought a cheeky smile to your face today. And remember, if you want to be featured on next week's show,
get in touch with us, Facebook, Insta, Twitter, Andy and Eddie UK. Email andyandeddieuk@gmail.com. And don't forget, next week's theme is good and bad jokes.
Yes.
It could be short and snappy ones are kind of a little bit easier, but if it's a long-winded one, we'll let them. Just send any of them. Anyone which you think's the funniest you've ever heard, we want to hear it.
Of course we do. And remember, the way that you listen to our show can either be SoundCloud or YouTube, again, at Andy and Ellie UK. So until next week, have a very Merry Christmas, but we will see you just before the big day.
Bye.